Well, Libby Squire was abducted, raped and murdered while walking home from a night out in Hull in 2019. She was just 21 years old.
Your daughter is missing. It's the call no parent ever wants to receive. In February 2019, on a chilly winter night for Ruth and Lisa Squire, that nightmare became a horrifying reality when their 21-year-old daughter Libby vanished into thin air. Early investigations led to numerous dead ends as many promising leads turned out to be false.
Libby, my darling pie, we just want to know that you're safe. Please get in touch with us any way you can. The whole family is missing you, especially me and your dad, sisters and your brother. I miss you so much. It's breaking my heart not knowing where you are.
However, the entire trajectory of the case changed when crucial CCTV footage was analysed, revealing a vital piece of evidence that exposed the horrifying truth. This breakthrough pointed to a suspect and ultimately unravelled the events that led to Libby's tragic fate. Here's how this vital discovery brought justice for Libby and closure to her grieving family. Liberty Anna Squire, known affectionately as Libby, was born on January 1st, 1998, in the quaint village of West Wycombe, Buckinghamshire. She was raised in a close-knit family and was adored for her bright, energetic personality. Friends and family described Libby as a vibrant young woman whose presence could light up any room.
Libby is our kind, thoughtful, beautiful girl who is loved by so many people. Please come forward with any information you may have, no matter how small or irrelevant it may be. We just want Libby home.
She had a free-spirited and adventurous nature that endeared her to everyone she met. Her love for learning and her fascination with philosophy defined her academic journey, and she approached her studies with genuine enthusiasm and curiosity. At the time of her disappearance, Libby was 21 years old and a student at the University of Hull. She had a magnetic charm that drew people to her, and she quickly became well-liked among her peers. Her passion for new experiences and her open-mindedness made her a cherished member of her social circles. However, like many young adults, Libby faced personal challenges. Beneath her lively exterior, she occasionally struggled with anxiety and low moods. While she remained resilient, her emotional struggles were real and sometimes overwhelming. Libby's honesty about her mental health endeared her even more to those close to her. On the evening of January 31st, 2019, Libby joined her friends for a night out in Hull. They visited the Welly, a popular nightclub and music venue in the city. The night took a tragic turn around 11:20 p.m. when Libby was refused entry to the club due to her level of intoxication. Concerned for her safety, her friends called a taxi to take her back to her home on Wellesley Avenue. The taxi dropped her off around 11:30 p.m., but tragically, Libby never made it inside. By 11:40 p.m., Libby was seen walking alone on Beverley Road, approximately half a mile from her home. Witnesses reported seeing her distressed and visibly upset, sobbing in the street. Several passers-by stopped to offer help, but Libby's behavior was erratic and incoherent, making it difficult for anyone to assist her effectively. Her distressing state left those who tried to help unsure of how to proceed, and they eventually left her alone. The last known sightings of Libby painted a troubling picture of her state of mind. She appeared lost and disoriented, and her failure to return home heightened the alarm. These final moments, captured in witness accounts, marked the beginning of a massive search effort to find her. The search for Libby Squire quickly became one of the largest operations ever conducted in Hull. Over 100 police officers and staff were mobilised, focusing on nearby areas, including the River Hull and the Beverley and Barmston Drain, fearing she might have accidentally fallen into one of these waterways. Volunteers, local residents, and Libby's fellow students joined the search, combing the streets, parks, and open spaces while distributing posters and sharing her details widely on social media.
Obviously, when people go out and they drink, sometimes you lose your phone or you can't get home quite as easy, but she's always made sure that she's found a phone or anyone she can contact to make sure someone knows she's safe, regardless of what happens. So to not hear anything from her at all is completely not like her.
The University of Hull organised searches, and the police conducted door-to-door inquiries, urging residents to check their gardens, sheds, and outbuildings for any sign of Libby. Specialist search teams used advanced equipment to scour waterways, drains, and other potential hiding places. Despite these extensive efforts, no significant leads emerged during the first few days. Libby's phone records were analysed, but they provided no clues about her movements or interactions. With no concrete evidence and no confirmed sightings beyond Beverley Road, investigators turned to CCTV footage, hoping it would shed light on her movements. The breakthrough came when a local resident near Oak Road Playing Fields reported hearing a woman scream around 12:15 a.m. shortly after Libby was last seen. The resident checked the time on their phone and looked out of the window, spotting a man walking briskly toward a car. This critical detail prompted police to re-examine footage from the area.
If anyone was driving around the area between 11 p.m. on Thursday evening and 3 a.m. on Friday morning and has dashcam footage, we would urge them to come forward.
CCTV footage revealed a silver Vauxhall Astra driving repeatedly around the neighbourhood in the hours leading up to Libby's disappearance. The car's movements appeared suspicious, as it seemed to circle the area without a clear destination. Around midnight, the car stopped near where Libby was last seen walking. A man got out, crossed the road, and approached her. Libby, who had been standing near a bus stop, began walking back toward her home, but the man followed her. After a brief interaction, they walked together in a direction away from her house.
The car was parked down this quiet, secluded side street, which is actually a dead end. There are terraced houses either side. Libby was last seen on the main road there, about 20 paces from where I am now. The car was here for approximately 20 minutes before it drove off down this road at exactly the same time that it's believed Libby disappeared.
The footage then showed the man returning to his car and turning on the headlights, suggesting he was waiting for the right moment to act. At 12:08 a.m., Libby was seen entering the car, which then drove off. Her watch was later discovered near the area, suggesting she may have been forced into the vehicle. Police tracked the car's movements to Oak Road Playing Fields, just 10 minutes away from Beverley Road. This location matched the timeline of the scream reported by the resident. The car's headlights were captured on Kecht leaving the playing fields shortly after the scream was heard, further corroborating the sequence of events. Disturbingly, 2 women came forward with accounts of a man behaving inappropriately on the same night. Around 3 a.m., the man approached them, exposed himself, and engaged in lewd behavior, appearing to enjoy their discomfort. Their description of the man matched the individual seen in the SECT footage with the silver Astra. This provided police with a vital lead.
9:15, 2 plainclothes policemen knocked on the door, and they were seeking access to the back garden of the house next door because they wanted to block off any escape route if anybody tried to leave that way when the police entered at the front door.
Using the car's registration number, detectives identified the driver as 24-year-old Pawel Relowicz. This discovery marked a turning point in the investigation, setting the stage for justice to be served in Libby's case. On February 6, 2019, just a week after Libby's disappearance, police arrested 24-year-old Pawel Relowicz, a local man, on suspicion of her abduction. Relowicz's background quickly revealed troubling details. Police uncovered a history of sexually motivated offences he had committed between 2017 and 2018, including voyeurism, public indecency, and burglary. He was known to spy on women in their homes and steal intimate items such as underwear and sex toys. Voyeurism, defined as deriving sexual gratification from secretly watching others without their consent, particularly in private settings, was a recurring aspect of Relowicz's criminal behavior. His alarming pattern of offences raised significant concerns, but at that stage, police were still working to establish his connection to Libby's case. When questioned about Libby, Pawel initially denied having any involvement and claimed he had never seen her. However, confronted with the damning tech footage, his story changed. He admitted to offering Libby a ride home and driving her to the Oak Road playing fields before leaving her there. Relowicz claimed that after dropping her off, he returned home, took a bath, and watched pornography on his phone. Although this was not a direct confession, it placed him at the scene, and the testimony from witnesses who reported hearing screams further deepened suspicions about his involvement. Detectives soon realized they were no longer dealing with a simple missing person case, but rather one involving harm and likely foul play. Relowicz was charged with 13 separate sexual offences, but police still lacked the concrete evidence needed to directly link him to Libby's disappearance. A breakthrough came 7 weeks after Libby vanished. On March 20th, 2019, a fisherman discovered a body in the Humber Estuary. The remains were too decomposed for immediate identification, but a necklace bearing the letter L provided an early clue. Forensic analysis later confirmed that the body was Libby's. Although it was unclear whether she was alive when she entered the water, the post-mortem examination revealed that she had been raped before her death. Investigators believed her body had been pushed into the water from the playing fields, where she had likely been left and carried by the current to the estuary. The discovery devastated Libby's family, particularly her mother, Lisa. Lisa knew that her daughter was terrified of water and had limited swimming ability, making the circumstances of her death even more heartbreaking. In an emotional Facebook post, Lisa expressed her grief and anguish, wondering if there was anything she could have done to protect her daughter from such a tragic fate. Pawel Relowicz's background revealed a darker side to the man who had initially seemed unremarkable to his neighbours. Born on June 25, 1994, in the village of Warszawicz in northern Poland, Relowicz moved to the United Kingdom in 2015 in search of better opportunities. By 2019, he was living in Hull and working as a butcher for Caro Food Group. Relowicz was married to Jagoda, a Polish woman he met online in 2016. They had 2 children together, but following his conviction for Libby's murder, their marriage ended, and Jagoda returned to Poland with their children. Despite having no prior criminal record, Relowicz had been committing a series of escalating sexual offences and burglaries since 2017. His first known offence occurred in July 2017, when he was caught spying on a couple through their ground floor bedroom window during an intimate moment. Over the following months, his behaviour became increasingly erratic and invasive. In December 2017, he broke into a house and stole items, including cash, sex toys and clothing. By 2018 and early 2019, Relowicz's predatory behaviour had escalated further. In January 2019, just weeks before Libby's disappearance, he exposed himself in public on 2 occasions. In one instance, he followed a group of women home and performed obscene acts outside their house. Despite leaving clear evidence behind, Relowicz's identity remained unknown to police due to his lack of a prior criminal record and the absence of his DNA or fingerprints in police databases. Relowicz's predatory actions caught up with him following Libby's tragic disappearance. Upon his arrest, police found a pink holdall in his possession containing stolen items, including women's underwear, sex toys, and photographs. Forensic analysis revealed DNA evidence, including his semen and saliva, on some of the items. During his trial for Libby's rape and murder, Relowicz admitted to struggling with uncontrollable sexual urges and confessed to an addiction to violent pornography. He described his compulsive behavior, which involved stalking women at night and breaking into homes, as something he could not stop. On August 13, 2019, Relowicz pleaded guilty to 9 charges, including voyeurism and burglary, at Sheffield Crown Court. He was sentenced to 8.5 years in prison on August 16, 2019, for these offences.
Yes, just in the last few minutes, the jury, which has been deliberating for 5 days now, coming back with guilty verdicts for both counts of murder and rape. But Relowicz and his defence team throughout saying that although he did admit to having sex with the university student, he said that was consensual, but a jury now deciding that in fact it was rape and that he then was guilty of her murder.
However, questions about Libby's fate remained unanswered until DNA evidence from sperm cells found on her body linked Relowicz to her rape. Relowicz maintained that their encounter was consensual, claiming Libby scratched his face during the encounter and that he left her alive behind his car before driving away. He denied any role in her death. While serving his sentence for previous crimes, Pawel Relowicz was formally charged with the rape and murder of Libby Squire on October 24, 2019. This marked a significant turning point in the investigation. The public learned more about his disturbing history, which painted a picture of a man who appeared outwardly ordinary but secretly harbored a dangerous and predatory nature. Neighbors had seen him as a friendly, family-oriented individual, unaware of the predator who targeted vulnerable women in their community. Relowicz's arrest and subsequent charges brought some semblance of justice for Libby's family, though the emotional toll of her loss remained immeasurable. The investigation, marked by extensive search efforts, tireless work from law enforcement, and the unwavering support of the whole community, revealed the devastating truth about Libby's final moments. While her family and loved ones mourned her loss, the case stood as a stark reminder of the importance of vigilance and justice in protecting vulnerable individuals.